welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to be showing y'all how I created this nail set in under 20 minutes. So let's get right into the products that I'm going to be using. All you need for this quick and easy nail set is a milky white and a crystal clear. And so you don't have to go out and buy you a milky white. All you need is like 1 part white and 4 parts clear, and you'll create the perfect consistency or formula, whatever you want to call it, of a perfect milky white. Today's nail set is very simple as for application and also nail art. And also to spice up this nail set, I'm going to be adding in a couple of snowflakes here and there. So to make your life easier during application, just basically try to paint on the acrylic. That's what I'm doing. I'm not really trying to build these nails up just for content purposes, but for the most part I am generally going in doing the 3 bead 4-ball method, whatever you want to call it. If you're a beginner, you can do as many beads as you want, as long as you get that foundation down correctly. It doesn't matter if you do 20 beads, 3 beads, or one full bead. But for the most part, I'm basically just painting these on, and I'm not capping the milky white because it's basically no need to cap it. It's one whole solid color, so it would be unnecessary to waste all that clear. And in certain areas where there's dents, bumps, or lumps, I'm just going to go in and add more milky white on top of that just so I can get a secure foundation. Alright, so moving on. I couldn't decide for the pinky nail if I wanted to do a full milky white nail look, but I decided to add snowflakes. I was originally going to only use the snowflakes on the middle nail, which you will see later, but for the most part I should have blended. Like, if you're gonna recreate this design, make sure you blend this milky white up, because I'm going to be using clear. But that would make me change my mind, and I decided to add the snowflakes in because I totally forgot, and I did not blend the milky white up, because I was going to do like a little ombre effect with the clear and milky white, if you know what I mean. But for the most part, yeah. And with these snowflakes, you want to make sure you get those very thin ones, because some of the snowflakes be a little bit I can't describe it, but they be kind of thick. These are kind of like very paper thin. And you want to make sure you go in and cap all of this, seal it up, because you don't want any of it to peek out and show. And if you do have some a little bit left over, it's okay, because with these snowflakes, like I said, they're literally paper thin. They easily will fall off, and you will it still look like it's a regular snowflake. For the most part, when you capping these, you just want to make sure you just sealing in all your sides and everything that you don't want to miss. And I noticed I previously did a red nail set. I didn't film it or anything, but my fingers are stained. And if anybody, bright, dark, very pigmented colors will stain your nails, and that's what it'll look like. I'm looking like I don't ate a bag of hot Cheetos. So yeah, my nail beds are stained from that. So you just be careful. Make sure you lay a clear bead down before going in with very super pigmented colored acrylics in general. Alright, so moving on to the middle nail. I didn't want to complicate application, so I kept it very basic and simple. You really want to make sure, especially with application, this is one of the main tricks, is just to make sure you taper in your sidewalls. That's literally, just take your time, taper in your sidewalls. This will save you so much time. A lot of people kind of stress about application, but for the most part, it's all about patience. Take your time. Speed will come later on. Now, this is a tip that I kept in. I didn't edit it out or nothing. Make sure you are properly cleaning your brush. After each nail, make sure you're checking to make sure nothing in there, because it will slow down your application time. I did notice that the bead that I laid for my ring finger was a little bit off, so I had to make sure I check. And also keep on constantly wiping your brush off on your paper towel, and keeping it clean. And also a tip is, what I'm doing right here is really something that's a big no. Like, I'm basically painting on, but I'm swiping it off. So that's one of the reasons why a lot of acrylic is going to get stuck in your brush. Because if you notice what I'm just doing, instead of me actually patting, I'm swiping it down. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. But for the most part, just be careful when you're doing a lot of swiping, because swiping leads to acrylic being gunked up in your brush. So just be mindful of that. That's another pro tip. Alright, so now moving on, we're going to be doing the middle nail. Just like I did for the most part the pinky, I am going to be going in and doing that same concept, adding some snowflakes in. And so this time I'm going to start by laying my clear first and adding the snowflakes. And then it's like we're basically working backwards from the pinky nail. So I'm doing totally the opposite of everything I did for the pinky nail. This, I just wanted to, get a map of how I wanted the ombre to look, if you know what I mean. Because with the pinky nail, like I said, I wasn't originally planning on doing it that way. But for the most part, yeah. And so now I'm basically really just painting this on, ombreing it up, feathering it up. Like I'm barely even, I got mostly no acrylic. It's basically like kind of like, giving off a milky effect more than an off-white. So once you get this right here to your liking, you're going to go ahead and cap it. Make sure you cap all of, like I said, make sure you get them snowflakes in. You don't want nothing peeking out. And for the most part, this middle nail is done. All we got to do is just seal it up and we can move on. Alright, so moving on to the index nail. Now the index nail is very, very simple. I'm going to be doing the 3B method, 3-ball method, whatever you want to call it. Now I think the 3-ball method is more practical for like shorter nails in a long length. Anything that's above like 2XL, 3XL, the 3-ball method really doesn't kind of apply unless you're doing super huge beads. But I am working with the size 12 brush, so that's understandable. But for the most part, yeah, I'm just going to be doing the 3-ball method. Alright, so application is now done. This is what it's looking like. We got a lot of work to do. So what I like to do first is go in and use my drill just to seal the cuticles up. Alright, so once I am done using my drill, I'm going to switch to my hand file, and I'm just going to go in and make sure I'm tapering my sides to the shape I like. If you want, like, some people like, what's it called, like a tapered square, a super square. I was going for more of a tapered in square, not a coffin, but a tapered square. And so I'm just making sure that I get any leftover acrylic that's, stuck on my nails, clean up my sidewalls and my free edge. For the most part, shaping, it comes over time also, because not a lot of times people can compare their shaping to others about like how it's crispier than others. But for the most part, yeah, that's that. And now we're gonna be moving on to some nail art. This I really didn't know what to do, but for the most part I'm doing very simple nail set. Especially I just wanted to get this video more for beginners or people who just can't think of anything to do or not artistic like me. So like I said, this nail set is very simple. um all I did, we're just gonna be creating, just doing some lines. You don't even have to make it perfect or anything. For the most part, this is just something very simple and easy to do for everyone. And also, when I'm doing my ring finger, I do recommend you get some dotting tools. I just had I just used my what you call it, my liner to do this, but it would come out so much cleaner if you use a dotting tool and a liner brush. So if you struggle with doing nail art, these are one of the most simpler snowflakes to do. You basically just want to map out where you want your lines to go through it, and we're just going to be going through, and with the dots we're going to try to stay in the middle of them and just connect them all. Now this is not the perfect snowflake. Like I said, I should have did it better, but I didn't have no dotting tools. I just used this. But for the most part, down here I'm just doing like a half of a snowflake, just a mini one, not even half, like 1/4 of a snowflake. And this is what I was talking about, like right here. This could definitely be much better, but I was just wanting to like just go ahead and just show it. Like, everything is not gonna always be perfect. I know a lot of people will be like, oh, you could have did this better. Yeah, everybody can do everything much better, but for the most part, it is what it is. Me, I'm not a perfectionist, so I just don't be caring half of the time of how stuff looks on my hand. Now if it's on somebody else, especially if you're getting paid to do something, you want to definitely make sure you go ahead and do it properly. Now for the middle nail, the reason why I positioned those snowflakes in that area, because I wanted to do like a peekaboo Frenchy look. So I'm going to go in and do the outline of the Frenchy here, making sure that you're still able to see the snowflakes. Alright, so right here, I'm going to be doing more like the little icicle effect. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this, but this is all in real time. I did want to show y'all how long it takes me to do like a Frenchie, the snowflakes. The application and nail art is in real time. The only thing that was sped up was filing, because I didn't feel the need to keep the filing in real time. But for the most part, I'm just going to be going in and just creating like some irregular lines going down the nail. Now, you're going to want to cure that for a full 60 seconds, or you can flash cure for 30, but I prefer going ahead and do the full 60 just in case something happens. Now, we're going to go back into the pinky finger, and I'm just going to be going the opposite direction and making a thicker line, because we're going to be preparing to do a sweater design. Now, I know I've done a lot of sweater design on my channel. I just like doing them. I think it's like very much appropriate for winter or for type of fall nail sets or whatever, even though fall is basically long gone in the nail community. But for the most part, I'm just gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'm gonna also clean up the line I did at in the beginning, because it looked a little bit kind of dull and pale versus the white line that I just got through doing. So once you got that to your liking, you want to go ahead and cure that also for 60 seconds. And now we're going to be doing the sweater effect. Now, to make this easier on yourself, you can do whatever you want. You can do some hearts. Generally people do the S design, the little squiggle. You'll see what I'm doing right here. You can do whatever. It's literally a sweater design. If you've seen sweaters before, especially like the ugly sweaters, they got all different kind of pattern designs. It's really just about you bringing out your creativity. So you don't have to always replicate what everyone else doing. Just go with the flow of what you want. And just like I did for the pinky nail, I'm going to be doing the same thing for the middle nail, but much more kind of detailed than the pinky one. So now to finish off the sweater effect, do not cure. Go ahead and add you some clear acrylic on top, and this nail set is basically it. This is a quick, short, nail tutorial on how I create these nails in under 20 minutes. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and leave any suggestions on what you thought about this video. Bye.